Good morning. So I figured out by Aiden messaged me that part one of the notes was cut off at example 3. So I'm going to finish that right now. Okay, so let me go to my screen, Castify, and my visualizer. And I had started this one, but didn't finish. This is one video that it didn't even save. And then a week later, I found it because I had recorded it and apparently didn't save all of it. So we're going to finish it right now. So this, like I was saying before, you have a sum of -8 and a product of 12. Okay, so product means we're going to multiply to get 12 and get a sum of -8. But this is positive. See how this is positive? To get a product that's positive, your signs must be the same. So it'd have to be positive, positive. But we have a sum that's negative. So that actually means that since our sum is negative, then they are both going to be negative. So we can try it out. I'll kind of show you proof of that. Let's say I do -1 times -12. That gets positive 12. But if we add those, it gets -13. Okay, so this is product, and this is sum. So then what about -2 times a -6? Well, if we add those, it gets -8. So that works. So let's say we didn't know for sure how to get a positive and a negative. Then we would just try different ones out. So let's say I do 2 times 6. That gets me 12. But if I add 2 plus 6, that gets a positive 8. So see, it's the right number. It's just the wrong sign. So that's how I know I just switched the signs. Okay, so this is the one. So it's a x squared goes here. 12 goes here. Then this is -2x, and this is -6x. And you can flip-flop them. Like this can be over here, this can be over here. It doesn't matter. To get x squared, we know we're multiplying x times x. To get -2x, we do x times a -2. And then x times what gets -6x, and it's -6. So then our factoring is x minus 2 times x minus 6. And the proof is right here. X times x gets x squared. X times a -2 gets -2x. -6 times x, -6x. And -6 times a -2 gets a positive 12. Okay. All right, let's go to example 4. So we know that x squared goes here, -21 goes here. So we just need to find what those two are. So this gives us a sum of positive 4 and a product of -12 and -21, sorry. All right, so let's think of how to get 21. Well, the only way is, say, 1 times 21 gets 21. But what's missing here is you don't have the negative. So we have to have one that's negative. So let's do -1 times 21 gets -21. Then if we add those, -1 plus 21, it's just like saying 21 minus 1, which is 20. Okay, so that's not it because we want a sum of 4. And then let's see, another one. What about 7 and 3? So 7 times 3 gets 21. But remember, we want one that's negative to get this -21. So it's negative. Now let's do -7 plus, that's my mom calling. That gets -7 plus 3 is -4. But we want a positive 4. So we have the right value. Will you call my mom? Because she was calling. So this is 7. Let's switch the sign. Equals, oh, that was -21. -21. 7 plus a -3 gets positive 4. So that works. So you just have to try out the different signs and make sure it works. And if you need to work it through a calculator, that's fine, because I know some of y'all aren't real good with integers, but you can always just use a calculator. So 7 plus a -3 7 times negative 3, and you see that that works. All right, so we have a 7x, and we have a negative 3x. It doesn't matter where you put those. X times x gets x squared. X times what gets 7x, and it's 7. X times what gets negative 3x, and it's a negative 3. Okay, and then we have 7 times negative 3 gets negative 21. So that works. So x plus 7 and x minus 3. Hopefully you're getting the hang of this. It's confusing at first. It's one of my favorite things to teach, though. Okay, so we have w squared minus 4w plus 3. So we have w squared here. We have 3 here. So let's look and see. We want a sum of the middle term, which is negative 4, and a product of 3. Right. So the only way to get a product of 3 is multiplying 1 times 3. So 1 times 3 gets 3. But 1 plus 3 gets positive 4, but we want it to be negative. So that means you're getting a positive product and a negative sum. So that means they are both going to be negative. Just like that example 3 up here. Whenever you get a positive product but a negative sum, they're both negative. Okay, so negative 1 times negative 3, that gets positive 3. Negative 1 plus negative 3 gets negative 4. So that works. Okay, so then our numbers are negative 1w and negative 3w. So if you switch these, that's fine. You're just going to have different numbers going down this way. So this is w and w. W times what gets negative 3w? It's negative 3. W times what gets negative 1w? Would be negative 1. And then negative 3 times the negative 1 is positive 3. So then we have w minus 3 times w minus 1. All right, almost done. All right, x squared plus 2x minus 15. So you have x squared, and we have a negative 15. And then we have a sum of 2 and a product of negative 15. So we're looking for a sum of 2 and a product of negative 15. All right, so 1 times 15 is positive 15, but we want a negative 15. So one of them is going to have to be negative. So let's put a negative 1 here. Negative 1 times 15 gets negative 15. Sorry, that does not look like it. It's like just an extension of my equals. All right, so then we do negative 1 plus 15. It's just like 15 minus 1, so that's positive 14. Okay, so that doesn't work. We want to be smaller, so let's say, what if I do 1? No, I don't want to do 1 because that's 14. So let's do 3 times 5. It's 15. But we want a negative, so let's put a negative 3 times 5 is 15. Negative 3 plus 5, and that is a positive 2. So that's what we want. So it's negative 3x and positive 5x. So this is x. So x times x. X times what gets negative 3x? It's negative 3. X times what gets 5x? It's 5. 5 times negative 3 is negative 15. So that works. All right. So that is finishing off our notes. So what I'm going to have y'all do for this week, it says IXL factoring. So one thing that you need to make sure you do is whenever you click on this, you click sign in because it does not save unless you sign in. Okay, so sign in. And you are going to work to get to 80 to 100, and that's the grade that goes in the grade book. But that's not due till Wednesday, okay? Then we have more notes, a factoring quizzes that's due on Wednesday. On Wednesday, you just have 2 videos and make sure that your assignments are finished. Thursday, watch a video and do this worksheet, okay? In this worksheet, you're going to click on it. It says, would you like to make a copy? And you click make a copy. And then you're going to follow the directions on this worksheet, okay? But before you do that, you want to change this to your name. So just change, instead of copy of, you're going to change this to your first and last name. So delete that and put your name. Okay. And then you're going to read the problem. Make sure you read the directions carefully, and you'll complete this entire worksheet, and then you'll turn it in to me. Okay. All right. If you have any questions this week, please let me know, and I will help you. And we could do a Google Hangout if you need to. Otherwise, I'll see y'all later. Bye.